Welcome back, folks. In today's video, I want to talk about how to go from a very stock standard AI developed screen, such as what you're looking at on the screen, which is very basic, to something that is a bit more intuitive and a bit more functional, such as this. Now, the previous screen that you saw was part of a system that I'm in the process of developing to allow users to host their own mini courses online for others to come consume. And this particular screen is the screen that teachers would use to create a lesson. And this is the screen that the AI, and I'm using Claude Code, which is one of the top models, came up with. And it's very, very basic and very, what I would say, unintuitive, where it's not easy to understand what to do on this screen. And how did I take this, which was the default developed screen from AI, to this, which is a much more intuitive screen, much more functional, and give the sense that this is a system prepared by a high-end organization. And it's quite easy to work with. And the answer to that is to first use a design tool to develop the front end, and then give that front end to the AI like Claude Code, who then understands exactly how the screen should be laid out and how it should work. And I use one of Google's tools. It's called Google Stitch. It's in beta mode still, so the name might change. And this is the screen that I designed. And you can see the design and the build is almost identical. Okay, you've got your lesson types, you've got a place to upload the lesson, you've got some lesson notes, and you've got a left-hand side navigation. That is the course outline. And that's exactly what's been built. On the left-hand side, we have the course outline. On the right-hand side, we have the details of that specific course, whether you've got the lesson type and the media to upload, the lesson notes, and also some downloadable resources. So the AI works incredibly well when you first give it a design, and then it knows exactly what you want it to build. I use Claude Code to simply connect my backend, and I use Google design tools and some other design tools to develop my front end. And so what I actually do is separate my front end code to the back end. And then what I do is I give the front end code to my back end developer agent, in this case Claude Code. Sometimes I use GPT Codex. And then all I want the back end or the coder to do is to just connect everything up and wire the front end to the back end database. So I'm going to go through the process. Now, my system here is quite substantial. And all of these screens have been designed and developed. Well, they've been designed by Google's tool and then developed by a different agent. And I have given the back end Claude Code developer agent my front end code. So it has developed exactly how I want the system to function and look. Okay, so now I need a new screen, and what I want to do is if I go to another screen here, let me see, if I go back to the system and let me manage and I'll go back into where the teacher can define lessons. Down in each lesson, there is a section to provide downloadable resources for the student. Now, what I want the teacher to be able to do is get a list of all of the different downloadable resources the teacher has uploaded into the system. So I need a new screen for that. I don't have that at the moment. So I want a place where users, or this is actually teachers, can take a look at all the different resources they've uploaded across the system. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to grab a reference page. So this is a reference page that I wanted to think about. Okay, this is the create lesson page, the one we just looked at. This is the design of that page, and you can see it's completely built out exactly how it was designed. Okay. So I'm going to select this particular screen. You can see it comes up on the left-hand side. And now I just need to give it a prompt so that the AI design agent knows what I want to do. And what I want to do is I need a new screen, okay, that shows the teacher. Let's just fix up this typo here. That shows the teacher a grid view of all their uploaded documents that the teacher has uploaded to the downloadable resources section across all their courses. So the teacher can manage their uploaded files. Okay, that's essentially what we're looking for here. Okay, now let's see what this comes back with. And then we can refine it, and that's the beauty here, right? The first version may not be the right version. It may need some refinements, it may be completely wrong. And the beauty here is Google's design tool is that you can continue to refine its output. So I'm just going to zoom out to see where it's building this new screen. It should pop up here somewhere. Let's just see. Okay, so we'll just wait for it to pop up, and then we'll see what it's given us to work with. Okay, there's the screen that's developed. And let's zoom in, take a closer look at what it's developed. Okay, so at first glance, it looks pretty good. I don't want folders. Let me zoom out one level. Don't want folders, so that's something I'll have to refine. But let's have a look. So we've got a left-hand side navigation. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that the navigation sometimes is not consistent. So you got to be checking all the time to make sure your nav is consistent. So it's got a filter. That's good. You got file formats, courses, data uploaded. Very good. And this is an example right here. Let me see if I can draw here. So first thing I would do is to make sure this navigation on the left is correct. Compare it to the other screens. I do like the fact that it's added some filters for the teacher, and then it's given an example of how an applied filter looks on the screen. That's important. Bulk actions, I probably will remove that. There's no need to do that. Upload a new resource. So if we are going to keep this button, this is another important point, then you're going to have to design another screen that tells my Claude Code what happens when the user clicks on that. If it goes to another screen, then we need to design that screen. Now I can understand, you've got to understand your system, okay? For the user to be able to upload a new resource, I've got to think about what's the current flow. If I go back to my create lesson page, the resources that the user would upload belong down here, okay? And they link to this current course, right? A lesson, right? And so if I'm going to provide a way on this design over here now, back on this design, for the user to upload a new downloadable resource, well then we're going to need a way for the teacher to select what course and what lesson is that upload for. Okay, so we're going to need a new page for that. So we'll think about that. I don't think new lesson from this page, which is the resource library, really belongs here. The rest I think is fine. I don't want new folder. I don't have folders in my system. I don't need a help center. Okay, let me now check the left-hand side navigation on this page, make sure it's consistent with left-hand side navigation on other pages. It's not to be consistent with this here, right? This here is the course outline. We don't need the course outline over here. So that's not what I'm referring to. But looking at this left-hand side navigation on this page, which is the resource library, it looks correct. I think that's fine. And that's me making that decision because I understand my system, how I want this to flow. Now, how do we make changes? How do we make those refinements? Well, you just have to click, and you can see it comes down on the left-hand side. Now I can make those refinements. So let's first clean it up. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the new folder, right? CTA. What else did I say? I think, and remove the bulk actions. Remove bulk actions. I think that was it. Remove the help center as well. Remove the help center. Okay. If I need that, I can add that in later. Okay. Remove the help center. And the question at the top here under remove the new lesson. Remove new lesson. CTA and the small question mark answer. Sorry, question mark icon next to new lesson CTA. And I think that's it. That'll clean this up quite nicely. So let me implement that for now. Then we can look at getting the designer to design this new upload new resource. Okay, so let's wait for the designer to come back and then we'll see what it has produced and what we need to do next. So it's working away. You can see it's creating a new version of the screen. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's cleaned it up and I think that looks much better. You can see everything I've asked for has been removed. I actually also want to remove this little bell notification. So let's also just clean that up as well. Let's click on the screen, remove the small bell icon on top right. Okay, that's good. Now, also design the upload new resource page. Let's fix this up here. Okay, now we need to make sure that this understands. Okay, let's fix this up. New resource page. Okay, which allows the teacher to select a course and a lesson to upload a new downloadable. Right, so my typing's bad today. It's called I'm not sitting in the right position. Okay, all right, let's do that and let's wait now. So we're going to have a new version of this screen without this little bell icon. I don't want that. And then a new screen, which is going to be the upload new resource page connected to this screen. So I'm going to zoom out and see where is it building the new version. There we go. So building the new version right next to it. That's good. Okay, so you can see the bell icon's gone. Now what I'd like to do is just make sure I haven't broken anything else. Okay, so you can see that, hey, did I accidentally delete that? Maybe I did. Okay, I think I accidentally deleted that page. I just regenerated, that's okay. I'll just come in here and I will also, okay, what we'll do, let's review this new page is built in case there are changes we need to this as well. So this is the upload new resource page. And you can see on the left-hand side, this is a good example of where it's added on the left-hand side now, something that I don't have. I don't have curriculum, right? So I don't need students here either. So we'll fix that. So the left-hand side nav is not correct. Now, and also we don't, there's this go live CTA, which makes no sense. So this is good. Select a course, select a lesson, resource description now, external link. Now, all of these are wrong. This page doesn't work. Okay. So I'm going to ignore this page. I'm not going to go through and design this page. Okay. It's totally wrong. So I'm going to just fix this up and not have it do too much. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to say remove the, it would be good to have a new upload button here. So, okay, let's first work on this. Remove the bell icon from top right. Let's fix this up. All right. I've decided that no, I do want a way for the user to upload a new resource. Kind of makes sense if you're looking at a list of all your downloadable resources, then there should be a button to add a new one. Yeah, that does make sense. But, okay, let's fix this up. So, this is then, let's wait for the new screen. And You can see that we've had to refine this a couple of times, right? So there we go. This is now fine. Let's just double check the left-hand side nav. Is it correct? We have the dashboard, my courses, students, which I'll remove. Resource library, which is where we are, and earnings. So that's okay. I'll keep that. I'll remove students from this later. All right, let's fix up this upload new resource page. So yes, we need to select a course, right? This is fine. Let's just go by one. So the first thing I don't want is, let me select the screen. Okay, remove the go live. We don't need that here. CTA. Now, there's no resource description. How do I know that? Because when I go back to the original page, then when we upload a downloadable resource, this simply is select your file and it just appears here. There's no description. Okay, so there is no requirement for a resource description and no requirement for external reference. Okay, okay, supported. Okay, that supported format is fine. We can upload all of those files. That's fine. Okay, so the teacher only needs to select the course and the lesson and then upload the downloadable or just a file. Let's just say file. Okay, and also remove the bill icon. Don't need that. From top right side. Top right, nav. Actually, I won't say nav, top right. Okay, all right, now the top also, resources and support. Remove the resources, support, nav links on top nav. Okay, there we go. That's it. So we've got a new version now. Let me just zoom out. So you should just create it right next to it. And that's it, right? You've seen now what I'll do then, we've got, you see we've had to go through 3 iterations, right? So this was the first one, second one, and the final version. Okay, so this was the first one it did, then we refined it further, and then this is the one that we have ended up with. So I then like to just delete the one that I don't need. So I'm just going to click on them, right-click, delete, right-click, delete. And the one that I'm happy with, I then move them over to the left, right, so that I know. And the one that's kind of sitting on its own is the one that I know I'm still working with. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully the new version is exactly as we want. So you just have to work with your design tool. It can be AI, but it needs to be separate until, it needs to be separate to your backend developer agent. A tool, there's a more cohesive tool that does everything. And I don't think there will ever be that because this particular design tool is trained on design. That's what you want. So this is perfect now. Okay, so we don't have anything on the top nav. Okay, that's good. We don't need anything. It's nice and clean, right? We select the assignment, course assignment. Okay, that label's not correct. Target lesson, drop the file. It can be these files and click on upload. There's a tip here. That's great. Name of the user and this left-hand side nav is fine. Now, this is something that I'm actually glad that this label is incorrect because there is a way that we can also just slightly change the labels from within here. So what I can do is I can click on this page and I can click on this menu at the top that says modify and I can click on the pencil icon that says edit. This will basically make every element editable. Okay, so I'm going to click on this and say edit text and I'm going to say this should simply be target. Whoops, what did I do? Did I accidentally change something? Let's double check. No, it's fine. Thought I'd accidentally changed something. So, yes, I have removed this heading. Let's see if I can undo. Okay, so I'm going to simply click on edit again. And I want to change this text. And what I want to do is call this target course. Just like down below, it's target lesson, target course. Okay, and that's it. I'll go back into exit edit mode. And that's it. So target course, target lesson, and I think this now is perfect. Now what I can do is I can take all 3 screens, and I like to work with one at a time, into my developer agent and start to talk to my developer agent to get these built out. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. You've learned how to take an ugly screen, right? So if you remember, we started off with this ugly screen, which is the ugly create lesson screen, and we're using a separate design tool, redesign the screen. Okay, and then I walked you through from scratch how I designed the new resource library that has a couple of CTAs, and then we also had to then design the upload a new resource CTA after cleaning up this current screen. Okay, and these are, so this now we don't need, so I'm going to delete this. Okay, because we've now cleaned up this version, and I'll drag this over because that is the version that I'm going to go with. Okay, hope it all makes sense, and I look forward to talking with you in the next lesson.